myself with a meal thought of you.
All my life, all my love, you won the battle. All my trust, I wasn't lying when I told you, baby, I'll risk everything I have for you. You're my addiction, baby.
This is your girl Nafeesah, the host of Muslimah on Location, live here with Ceddo TV at the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. We're at the on one of the hottest days here in Houston, and we're at the art show that is pretty much titled The Art of Habit and Addiction. Now, I have an addiction. My addiction is water, especially on a day like today. It's super hot. We're here in Houston, 511 Broadway, zip code is 77012. Stop on in, check out some of the artwork, and enjoy this creativity. Tonight, we're going to see a lot of work from various Houston artists, and we're going to talk to them about what the Houston art scene is like and why are they actually producing this kind of work. What are they thinking? What do they want to present? What do they want us to understand about them and their creativity? So come on, let's take a look at some of the artwork. We're here again at Kallinen Contemporary Gallery for the Art of Habit and Addiction. Now this piece behind me is Richard Fleur Got Money. And as you know, we're here at the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery, and it is the Art of Habit and Addiction that we're going to be seeing tonight. And as you all know, a lot of people are addicted to money. Money, as they say, is the root of all evil, and there are other addictions that we know are evil as well. However, I think this piece of artwork expresses that very well, and I'm really feeling that as a piece of art that depicts habit and addiction. People have a habit of making money. Really, it's not a habit, it's a necessity, you know, to survive, to live, but a lot of people are addicted to money. And for those people, we just wish them well. I'm here with Zoanna Deluse. Zoanna, thank you so much for taking time with myself, Nafeesah, and the event here at Randall's Gallery, The Art of Habit and Addiction. Tell us a little bit about the piece that's behind us. This is your work, and you paint under the name Deluse.
I do. That's my Brazilian name.
Okay, that's her Brazilian name, and it's a very beautiful name, to say the least. Tell us a little bit about this piece and what was the inspiration behind it?
Okay, well, about 4 years ago, I was in Naples, Italy, and I came across this drug addict on the street, and I thought I would love to paint this picture. And so I decided, I took some shots of him. And then recently, Randall invited me to be in this show, and I thought, this is perfect. And I thought, you know, this man was so well dressed in the street, but all that he had was the hat that he was collecting money for and the high that he was in, and of course in this very dirty street on a cardboard. So I call it Dead End, and I just felt that it was very powerful what a human being can do to themselves, that that's all that they have in the world is the next high.
And it really is a dead end because you never, as far as what they say with drug addiction and drug use, like you never get that same high that you experienced the first time. So that's when it becomes an addiction and habit forming. And you said this was taken in Italy?
In Naples, Italy. And so I wanted to paint him. Of course, I couldn't stop and paint him in the streets. So. And this is a great opportunity, and I'm so happy about having this show because in turn, the painting actually is helping the situation that I was so concerned about. So I hope they really do sell a lot of paintings.
Absolutely, because the profits are going to benefit a drug and alcohol rehabilitation and treatment center. And we may not be able to reach the people in Naples, Italy, but we can reach the people here and just send a prayer out for those because habit and addiction is everywhere. And I thank you so much for taking time with me to talk about your artwork, and hopefully we'll see you again. Okay, now we get to see some of Randall Kallinen's creations. This is a very exciting piece. I mean, this is probably going to speak to a lot of vegetarians, vegans, whatever. It's called Violence Begets Violence. Now, what I got from this piece is, you know, the cow that was slaughtered to make this burger, that's violence. Some people look at that as violence. And so now you have people that eat it, they get a violent streak, and now they're shooting and stabbing and, just killing one another. So I think the moral to the story is just eat some spinach or something, or some fish. Just leave the meat alone, okay? You don't want to be violent because you ate the meat. But no offense to people who eat meat. Enjoy your burgers. Come down to the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery and check this out. It's not edible. I wish it was, but it isn't. The art of habit and addiction. That's what we've been looking at. That's what we've seen here tonight, presented at the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. Now, I'm here with Emiko Miller. He's from Austin, and he has contributed his work here to the Houston art scene. And Emiko, first of all, thank you for stopping and talking with us. Ceddo TV, we're very happy to speak with such a talented artist. We were admiring this piece earlier when we first got here. Tell us a little bit about it, and why did you submit the work into this show?
Okay, well, one of my friends, her name is Artista Elisabet. She had told me about the show, and I was like, wow, okay, I would love to submit some pieces. So then I called up the guy who runs the Randall, his name Randall. Yeah, and he was like, yeah, we would love you to submit some pieces. I was like, okay. And so I got with a model back in Austin. I'm a photographer. I've been shooting for 10 years. I have my own studio, and we just started creating. And in this piece right here, the first piece, she's like contemplating on whether she wants to continue with her habit. That's why you see the angel on one side and the devil on the next. And in this piece right here, she wanted to continue, so she failed actually, but she's looking up like to look for like some kind of deliverance. But you see the bottle's pointing towards her, and that's like she's like spin the bottle on herself. And in this piece right here, she's just out of it, but her conscience is like looking at her. It's like saying to her, why are you doing this? So all these three pieces are combined into one.
So it deals with thought, it deals with good and bad, the struggle within. It's also dealing with your conscience, knowing the good is still there, it's present. So I really, really like that work. I really like the way you explain that, because I really didn't see it all as a path and a pattern. And that's what it is. And addiction and habits are a pattern, whether it's alcohol, drugs. You start off and then your end result is being passed out or desolate, but your conscious, that God conscious, is still speaking to you.
Exactly. Yep. It's still saying, this is wrong, so you have to fight those forces, between good and evil. So that's what she's doing during this whole, these three series right here. So.
Okay, so you live in Austin, or do you live here in Houston?
I live in Austin, Texas.
So we hope to see more work from you here presented in Houston sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to talk to Randall and find out what the next show is, but I'm going to have a show in Austin sometime in October.
Okay, well, maybe we can come and present, do what we do, which is produce docufilms, so that artists can have things memorialized, and you can share them with artists all over the world. So that's what we want to do. We want to take the art scene in Texas and in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, wherever, all over the United States, and just make it portable to everyone all over the world. Because art is like from one expression, and that's from your soul. So we thank you so much for sharing with us.
All right, thank you guys. All right, love.
All right, thanks. Houston is a metropolitan city that is just so many great artists are here. I've been doing this art scene in Houston since I've been here, about 11 years now. Well, actually, this is the 12th year. And the more I see the artwork, I see people coming from different areas of the country and migrating here and adding and contributing to this diverse art scene. This particular artist, Miss Kara Sullinger Carr, very good Houston artist. This piece is Bondage of Self. Now, a lot of times we don't know when an artist, what are they trying to say? Are they expressing their own thoughts, feelings about themselves, or just trying to help people think about their own consciousness and how are they bonding, what kind of bondage are they in? So this art is really speaking to us. It goes from an extreme of happiness and fun to an extreme of seriousness. And because a lot of people, we are our worst critics, and man versus man is the worst conflict. So self-bondage is serious, and that is a habit, or maybe it's an addiction. because in addictions, you are in bondage. This particular gallery is contributing all proceeds to a drug rehabilitation center, and they are going to be helping someone, a good cause, not just to express, what the artists think about habit and addiction, but also to help people that are going through things, that may be going through addiction. We're going to go ahead and give those proceeds to them, and maybe they'll see a brighter day. We have the honor and the privilege of being joined by Artista Elisabet from Germany. She's now on the Houston art scene. Look out for her. The work is absolutely breathtaking. I love the colors first and foremost. Elisabet, the pieces that are behind us, tell me a little bit about them. What inspired you?
What inspired me is I love to work with the recycled stuff, and so I love to drink wine, but not drinking being drunk like that. So I thought, let's do something different, like an art piece with the bottles. So that's how those creation started.
So when you say you drink to be happy as opposed to an addiction of drinking, your artwork is really showing how you can enjoy a beverage but not take it to the addiction level.
Yes, I think a lot of people, when they have a lot of problems, they go into that drinking mode, and instead of drinking that much, do something, create something about it, So.
Which is what you've done. So I take it you had a glass of wine or two before you created this?
I'm not going to say anything about that right now.
She's going to plead the fifth on that one. Well, I tell you what, I love the colors. Tell me a little bit about this whole little bedazzled face with the rhinestones and things.
I'm a woman. A bottle looks like a woman too. So, we like bling bling. And for me, it's finding the peace and the joy inside. And not to fear to express what it is. Because a lot of people are scared to express themselves, what is going on. No, just talk about it. And don't be scared.
That's right. Well, I thank you so much, Artista Elisabet. I look forward to seeing more of your work in and around Houston. Thank you for bringing your talents here and sharing them with us. And thanks for speaking with me tonight. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're joined here with one of the spectators tonight at the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. What's your name?
Arianna.
Actually, I know her name. She's a really good friend of mine, and she's here enjoying the art. And she just came out of this particular booth. It's called Spa. This, again, is the art of habit and addiction. So how did that correlate with the art of habit and addiction? What did you get from this piece or these pieces that you just saw?
Well, in a perverse nation that we're in now, but even abroad, the human trafficking effect, which is what this piece depicts, is a universal issue that we're having. And even though we're in our art environment, this piece is a very serious piece in terms of not forgetting that this is taking place every single day with young girls. And they're having to work in brothels and being prostitutes just to pay off tens of thousands of dollars just to make it from overseas to America for a better place and better living.
Wow, that is very interesting. I'm sure it touched you. You have a daughter. You have two daughters. And I'm sure that that's something that you make them aware of. Maybe not the youngest one, but how would you present that topic to your daughter or to your nieces or someone to make them aware of human trafficking and things of that nature?
That is absolutely a conversation that I've had with my 13-year-old daughter, to let her know to be aware of her surroundings and never be anywhere that you don't know where you are. You just pay attention. If you were asked a question, who was with you, who was around you, you should be able to describe those people as well as know where you are.
Very good, because that is an addiction. People are in the habit of doing this human trafficking to young girls, and they're doing this for sex addicts, for pedophiles, for things like that. And we're not trying to gloom you and make your this event a gloomy event, but this is art. This is real. This is what we're going through here in America, in our country, and it's serious. It's an addiction. People are addicted to sex, and they're addicted to the money that they make from trafficking these young girls. So that's something as women we are definitely, fiery about. So let's all, get together and look out for each other, look out for the young girls. If anything looks suspicious, do what you should do as a law-abiding citizen. And I'm not gonna get on my soapbox, but this really touched me.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for just a moment, I wanted to say it's a pleasure for me to have you visit the gallery here and all the artists that we have on this show about habits and addictions. And I know these are pieces about what other people have. None of you people have bad habits or addictions, I know that. So this is about other people. So this was a competition also where we picked winners 1, 2, and 3. And we had some prestigious jurors who picked these winners, and we're going to announce them now. We have Dan Workman was one of the jurors, world famous music producer of Beyonce, ZZ Top, and a long, long list of world famous music artists. And also we have Wayne Gilbert, longtime artist, gallery owner of G Gallery, famous artist in his own right, was juror number 2. And we did have a third juror, Arianna Roche of Sonya Roche Gallery, an up-and-coming artist and intellectual in the art scene. So I'm going to let one of the jurors, Dan Workman, announce the winners. Dan, come on up here. Here we go.
Thank you, Randy. I'm addicted to your attention. Wayne pointed out that we're addicts of attention. Arianna, Wayne, and I had a really good time, and it was a pretty difficult time trying to make judgments about the art. It was really fantastic, and I was quite honored to be asked. So thank you. I'm more of a performance artist than a fine artist, so it was really kind of cool to be asked to do this. So first of all, we want to go ahead and announce, and I'll do them in reverse order, not that there's a lot of drama about this. But number 3 was Don Cook with his piece Addicted to Hope. Don? Did you paint it while it was up, Don? Or did you? Both up and down. Both up and down? We were really intrigued by that. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Well, as we all saw tonight, that there was a lot of great work, but there were 3 winners. Our third place winner is Don Cook. He created the pieces Hope, Addicted to Hope. As we know, this is the art of habit and addiction. I'm going to let him tell us where he got that concept and what does he want us to know about these pieces. So the addiction to hope.
Okay. Well, I am addicted to hope, and I hope I always will be. When I was working on them, I began thinking of the idea for them several years ago. As a political activist, I was constantly making signs to be used for what's called bridge blogging. We'd get up on these bridges over the Southwest Freeway here in Houston and hold up these signs about issues. Peace was a big issue when we started doing this in 2006 with the Iraq War and everything. Then we moved into preparing floats for parades like the Martin Luther King Day Parade and the Pride Parade and the Art Car Parade. And the signage got a little more elaborate, and I'd always liked painting and drawing and things, and I began to think about doing something with those pieces. The surfaces here have all been used to put out hopeful messages about issues, ranging from peace to environment to, outright political things. And the reason they all fold, you can see that one is folded right there. That was so that the sign would fit in the back of my car more easily. They started out as actual political signs, 4x8s for people who were running for office, probably city council or judgeships or something. So somebody was addicted to hope when they put the sign out there. They were hoping to get elected. And I'm hoping, of course, for a better future. I consider both sides of these pieces to be part of them. The primary side, or the more noticeable side, of course, are the faces painted on this side. These are done from, I call them portraits of photographs of my grandkids. My grandson and my granddaughter were taken by their parents to White Sands, New Mexico, which is what's in the background of these pictures last summer. And I'm addicted to hope, not just for them, but for future generations. And that is the expression on this side. On the opposite side, if you could take a look at them, this one says, "One bin wasteful for all," which is a comment about a local issue, a type of recycling that the city wants to do, which environmentalists have argued is not the best type of environmental recycling to do, because you can't do 100%. It involves incineration, which also pollutes. The other side of this one actually was part of a political campaign. We don't need austerity. Should have more transparency in the face of excess authority. Will make real democracy. That was the last one there. So we'll make real democracy on the back side of these. So my activism since my retirement and my hopes for the future are expressed in these two pieces. I am, and I hope everyone is to some degree, addicted to hope.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely am addicted to hope. I believe in the whole, well, I don't want to be cliche, but keep hope alive. And when I actually saw those pieces, that's what I got from it. I thought, well, maybe those are his children, and that's his hope for the future. And that's pretty much your grandchildren. So I was a little close, but I really, really appreciate you talking with us, sharing with us your artistry. And last year you ran for a political office. Tell us about that here in Houston.
I didn't specifically say, but that was the mayoral campaign with that little Burma shave time type jingle in it there, right? Okay. Yeah, I was one of many candidates for mayor. Okay. Don't know if I'll be running again, but yeah.
Well, if you do, we hope that whatever you stand for, you present that very well to the public, and perhaps you can be elected. I'll look out for you. As long as you keep up with this hope and caring about the future and everyone, not just your own family, I think that you will definitely make an impact in the political scene, just like you are in the art scene.
Sure, absolutely. You keep up the good work here, too.
Thank you very much.
Number 2 was Mark Dietrich with his piece White Lightning, which is right up here. Where's Mark? I was kind of sold on it, but the frame, yeah, well,
I like to come up with something a little bit different and hand build them myself.
But it was definitely different and certainly framed the issue quite well. So, yeah, thank you very much. Congratulations, Don. Or Mark, I'm sorry.
All right, now we had a lot of great artists represent tonight for the Art of Habit and Addiction, but there's only so many that can be winners. They're all winners, but let's go ahead and look at some of the artwork that is really catching the judges' attention. And we have our second place winner here, Mr. Mark Dietrich.
Dietrich, that's right, Mark Dietrich.
Mark, where are you from?
Pasadena, Texas.
Okay, I hear a really cool Dallas, kind of like, that movie Dallas. That's a really cool accent that you have. So
I was born in Houston. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a little bit of a Yankee. I'm from the North. I'm from Chicago.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, what I want to know is what inspired you, first of all, to enter into the show exhibiting the Art of Habit and Addiction, and tell us a little bit about your piece and just where were you in your mind when you said, hey, let me present this in this beautiful eclectic frame and share my artwork with the public.
This painting was developed back in like 2000, 2001 is when I started it. And being the procrastinator that I am, I finally finished it last year. And as I was starting to finish it, so the painting was White Lightning, was all designed, the name of it, and the concept was all there. And then as I was starting to finish it, I had to come up with an idea for the frame, and I've done some other frames that are hand-built frames in the past. And so it just came to me, it just made sense to basically mimic what a moonshine still would look like, in smaller form, obviously. And so I just scratch-built it specifically for that because it fit the deal, and it just happened. This show just happened to come along, and this painting just happened to fit the criteria for the show, and it just happened to be just finished, So it's brand new, and I'm very blessed to have it in here.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is we, as Ceddo TV, have like the privilege of unveiling this to the world for the first time?
Oh yeah. This is the very first time in public ever. As a matter of fact, today was the first day that I posted a final photograph of it on the internet, on Facebook. So, yeah, this is very, very first time.
So 13, 14 years, it's been in development, and now it is just a couple little things you needed to do at the end to complete that package.
That's exactly right. And now it's done.
Well, that's wonderful, and thank you so much for sharing this with us. White Lightning. Let me ask you a little bit about that, the name of that. How'd you come up with that?
Well, I had the idea, like I say, was there with the moonshine jugs in the background, and then the beautiful woman in white lingerie. Moonshine is white lightning to some people, and by God, a beautiful woman in white lingerie, I would consider them white lightning also. You got to watch out for both of them. They can both be dangerous.
And they can both be a little addictive.
They can be very addicting.
Okay, see, I didn't know. Again, I told you I'm a Yankee, so I don't know what white lightning is. So now I have an education on what white lightning is. So if somebody say, hey, would you like a cup of white lightning? I won't think they're talking about some delicious water.
Oh, no, it's moonshine.
Well, I'll let the moon shine by itself, okay? It shines bright enough. Thank you so much for talking with us. Congratulations on your second place win. Keep up the great work. We want to see a little bit more from you in the future.
I hope so. This is a new beginning for me.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing it with us. All righty. You're welcome. And there you have it. Great art, great artwork, winners. But as I said, they're all winners. I just really love talking to artists. They're always so much fun. And the more I talk to them, the more I just get happy. Can't you see? I'm just so happy right now.
And then the number one was Laura Grievencamp. Did I say it correctly? And where are you? Congratulations. And this is for your installation piece, an internet tour of the World Sex Forums, which is the booth over here. Is that a couples booth or single? Couples? The interesting part is that one of the places that is depicted as a part of the piece is very close to my place of business. Yeah, I was rather familiar. It was the drive-through, the one that had the drive-through. Don't see many massage parlors with a drive-through front. Anyway, we found your piece to be really compelling.
Yeah.
I think Wayne spotted it and walked right over to it, and once we went in and kind of experienced just the gravity of it, I think. Yeah. And then the fact that the multimedia really drew us in,
right.
Visual, audio, and of course it's a hot topic and one that's very difficult to address.
Now, tonight's first place winner really put a lot of work into this piece behind us. It's Spa was the name of it? Well, it's Spa on the outside. This is Laura Grievencamp. She is tonight's first place winner for the Art of Habit and Addiction. Now, Laura, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us. And tell me a little bit about your motivation behind the piece and what is the actual name of this piece? It's a lot going on, but what is the name of it?
The name is the Internet Tour of World Sex Forums. And so it actually started out as a project in school. I was working on my BFA in photography this past year, and I was just searching the internet for something about red light districts, and I stumbled upon these sex forums where men go out and write critiques on prostitutes because they're men who have a hobby to pay for sex, and so they go out to They take vacations and trips and go around and visit as many prostitutes as they can, and they go tell each other through these forums about which prostitutes they liked, which ones they didn't. They critique them on their appearance and their performance and their attitude and their price. And I started realizing when I was reading some of these that a lot of the women that they're talking about are not doing this of their own free will, that they're probably coerced, because some of the times the men would talk about how the women were reluctant, they didn't perform very well, and they weren't into it or something, and it's very obvious to me, that they were trafficked. And a lot of the times the men even realized it, and they didn't care, and so the whole project is about them. I kind of want to put them out there and maybe hopefully somehow shame them into realizing what they're doing, that they're contributing to human trafficking.
That's very serious. And first of all, I like to just kudos to you for actually taking the, that's really gutsy and taking the initiative, because really I didn't see anything else yet about sex, about, the sexual addiction. And again, this is really a game for them, because it's not really an addiction to sex, it's just a hobby. And
well, there were some of them that actually said that they couldn't help themselves, that they just kept finding that they had to go out and do it. And they would talk about, yes, I have a pretty wife at home, but I can't stop it.
So then, yeah, that is an addiction. And it's really sad. And thank you so much for bringing this to the forefront, bringing this to our attention once again. I mean, we hear about it, but really it's not just overseas, it's right here in our backyard.
There's every spa, 24-hour spa that you see that more than likely, we giggle about it as kids. We knew what they were doing in there, but it was just a brothel. But you didn't think about how the women got there, right? And why those women are there selling themselves. Well, they're not really doing it because they really want to. So it's a little bit of slavery. It's a little bit of slavery, and eventually, when they've been forced to do it for long enough, they're resigned to it, and then, then it becomes an addiction and a habit for them. They know nothing else, and so this is the life they've done for so many years that they keep doing it. And if we could stop them, I don't know how. Yeah. Well, we don't have the answers to everything, and there's a lot of things we can't stop, but we can be courageous enough, like you are, and bring it to the forefront and the attention, so when we see that, we can think about that person more and say, wait a minute, why is this young lady going into this spa? She doesn't look like she wants to be there. Hey, let me make a phone call, and let me see what's really going on. That's enough. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Congratulations, first place winner. And I know you put a lot of thought into that. And so you finished with your photography already? I graduated in May, so yay. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing more of your photographs and your artwork. Thank you. You're welcome.
So very congratulations on first place. So many pieces caught our eye that we wish we could give many more awards, but there you have it. And I think that all of the pieces are actually fantastic and a really great concept. And thank you very much, Randy, for putting it all together.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we like to keep it short so you can get back to milling about and looking at the art and so forth. So have a great evening. Thank you.
The Art of Habit and Addiction. Very serious. Very, very provocative title for an art show. Joining me here is my good friend, Randall Kallinen. We are at the Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. Please come by and see this work. It is just very beautiful. The piece behind us is one of his pieces that he contributed tonight. As you saw, we had the burger with the gun and the knives in it. That was his. We had the giant-sized pizza that made us all hungry. That was his creation as well. But this is his newest creation. Tell us a little bit about this, Randall. And hi, how are you?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, and I'm so happy that you're here to record this show. It's a very important show, and a lot of people showed up. Now, this show is about habits and addictions. Everybody, if they looked into themselves, probably has at least one, maybe two, maybe even three bad habits, or maybe they're addicted to something. So this show explores the psychology of addictions and talks about addictions and habits. And this, of course, is Amy Winehouse, who unfortunately died of alcohol consumption, and she died at the height of her career. She had just won a bunch of Grammys. She had a hit song called Rehab, and that's where the phrase is taken from on this, no, no, no. And the water depicts she's drowning, and she's saying no, no, no to the drowning. That's the idea behind it. So it was a young life at the peak of her career, and alcohol did her in. And before that, she had obviously had some other problems. So this show explores the psychology, hopes to make people think about habits and addictions.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of bad habits, and hopefully this show does help people to break their bad habits. Sometimes there are good habits, but when they're bad habits, they turn into addictions, which we've seen with Amy Winehouse, along with a lot of other stars at the height of their careers. when they are drowning, in whatever their addictions are. Yeah. Now, what's really great is this show has a purpose. It's not just to show the beautiful art and the expression from the Houston artists, but also it's going to benefit a drug and alcohol treatment center. So I do want to give you kudos and applaud you for that.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, the profits go to the New Hope Women's Center, which is a drug and alcohol rehab center for women here in the Pasadena area. And they have been in existence for quite some time, helping women find a new way of life off drugs and alcohol.
Absolutely, and we are very happy to be a part of it. It makes me want to be a part of it even more, knowing that it is for a good cause. I mean, we see it every day in the world, drugs, alcohol, and it becomes a bigger problem, and it is a societal problem, and us as a society together have to attack it. And how else to do that but showing great artwork, great environment, your beautiful gallery here, and again, we thank you so much. What can we look for next? The last show we had was Race. This is the Art of Habit and Addiction. What you got cooking in that mind of yours?
Well, there's quite a few different things cooking. I was thinking about a show called Risque, all about risque art, where the artist has to dig that painting out of their closet, which they haven't shown anybody, and, to explore that area of art. That would be a lot of fun. But there's then I was thinking about social issues like freedom, and recently there's been a lot of government intrusion into our lives, and having another freedom show. I had a show called Freedom a while back that was really well received, and basically it was like for political art, because that doesn't really sell well in the galleries, so a lot of people showed up for that to show their politically based art and socially based art.
And art always has been a part of depicting politics and what's going on in whatever era, politically, socially. And again, this has been very captivating. I'm always happy to be here in your gallery, Kallinen Contemporary Gallery here at 511 Broadway. Is this the southeast side of Houston?
You could call it more the east. It's more closely called the east than the southeast. Southeast is actually farther south.
Okay, farther south. We're a little bit more east. Okay, yeah. Wonderful. Come to this gallery, see the beautiful work, and of course, Mr. Kallinen is also an attorney. I always have to talk about that. Not only is he a great artist, he's also a really good attorney. I follow a lot of the things he posts on social media about the different people that he's helping get out of different criminal cases. Well, not really a lot of criminal cases. You do more of the
civil rights cases.
So we really need that. And I want to applaud you for that as well. Your artwork, your legal work, helping people that are treated unjustly, and giving people the voice and the place to show their work. You're just a really cool guy. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have met you and to become your friend.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And there you have it. Randall Kallinen, Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. Let's get a look at his outfit. He loves painting his clothes. He must have a huge wardrobe. Go ahead and turn around for us. Do a little modeling. And there you have it. And he has a lot of other clothes, so we'll take a look at that. But the Art of Habit and Addiction, Randall Kallinen, Kallinen Contemporary Gallery. Peace.
I don't have to cry no more. You don't have to hide. No room for vacancy. No room for lies. You'll never lose because you have me now. I was created to fight for you, and I will fight for you. I wasn't lying when I told you, baby, I'll risk everything I have for you. You're my addiction, baby. I'll crawl through fire just to get to you. I'm feeling for your love. I won't concentrate on nothing else.